Welcome, welcome, welcome back. This is our week 9. Week 9, we made it. Congratulations. And tell me, week 8, oh, what was the hardest part about letting go of chicken and turkey? Was it a surprise? But I'm sure we can figure out what else to eat. We can still eat salmon, walleye, perch, goat, lamb, just nothing unclean. There are plenty and plenty of recipes for you. And remember, this is temporary. We are just resetting our bodies. Well, time for another week, time for another lesson. We are going to add on by taking away. But first, it is time to weigh in. One more week left. How much weight have you lost? Are you close to that 40 pounds, 30 pounds? Talk about it. Join our Facebook group if you haven't. Encourage someone. Let us see your new wardrobe. Let us hear about your new recipes. How have you maneuvered this letting go? How have you maneuvered it? I know you're going to be a blessing whenever you share. I know people are already asking you questions about what did you do? You're looking so great. Oh my gosh, how much more weight are you going to lose? Those are the types of comments you're getting. Let them know it's the C to B challenge. Let them know it's the From Curse to Bless physical and spiritual workout. So this week, let's see what we're going to do next. Oh, look at that. We are going to keep up everything we've been doing, but we are going to eliminate wheat and gluten. Ouch. Let's talk about it because I eliminated wheat and gluten and the weight kept coming off. Now, why did I eliminate wheat? Well, I was focused on a man named Dr. Sebi. He's a black man and he was in Honduras, and he healed himself by using alkaline foods. And the first thing I took his advice on was wheat. He instructed his followers to avoid wheat and to not eat it in its usual form, which is breads and pastas. And it's not because people have tolerances or intolerances to the protein gluten, but he said wheat bread quickly turns into sugar. Thus, it adds acid to our bodies. And even people with a gluten intolerance is a lot more common than we normally think. But having acid in our bodies and having sensitivity to gluten could um, could cause severe abdominal and digestion problems like inflammation, swelling, pain in your joints, such as your fingers, knees, and hips. And that's exactly what Dr. Sebi had predicted. And so some people are having these symptoms and they're not knowing that it's actually because of a gluten intolerance. Even people who have had several migraines, fatigues, inability to concentrate, skin bumps, especially on the arms. It's often the result of fat not being properly absorbed and caused by gluten damage to the intestines. Even people have had neurological symptoms like vertigo, dizziness, problems maintaining balance, and we have heard of the Hashimoto's, arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, even things like lupus, psoriasis, menstrual cramps, heavy menstrual cramps, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, all of these things, and other mood disorders like depression, anxiety. A lot of these things could be tied to gluten. And so eliminating wheat entirely from my diet changed a lot of how my quality of life. It really did. And I want to see improvements in your life. And so this is what I did, y'all. So I started just little by little to eliminate the wheat. Now, humans have digestive enzymes that help us break down food. Protease is the enzyme that helps our bodies processed proteins, but it can't completely break down gluten. And undigested gluten makes its way to the small intestines. Now, most people can handle the undigested gluten with no problems. But in some people, gluten can trigger a severe autoimmune response or unpleasant symptoms. And the autoimmune response to gluten is called celiac disease. Celiac can damage the small intestine, and people who don't have celiac disease still seem to feel sick after eating foods that contain gluten. They may experience bloating, diarrhea, headaches, skin rashes. This could be a reaction to poorly digested carbohydrates, not just gluten. Okay, so these carbohydrates have a name. They call them food maps, FODMAPs. They ferment in our guts, and people with sensitive guts may experience discomfort from that fermentation. Not necessarily gluten, it's just the fermentation of that. And research suggests that some people could have small intestines that don't work properly. The lining might be too permeable, allowing some undigested gluten, bacteria, or other substances to go through the lining and into the bloodstream, causing inflammation. Gluten affects the microbiome and increases intestinal permeability, which means that you have gaps in the wall that separates your body from your bloodstream. So nothing's getting filtered. Things are going directly into your bloodstream, which is causing, migraines. It's causing itchiness. It's causing mood swings. It's allowing different bacteria to enter your blood like candida and wreak havoc. So it also boosts oxidative stress and affects epigenetic behavior. So it is immunogenic, cytotoxic, and pro-inflammatory. Gluten intake increases so many things in non-celiac people, non-celiac diseases. So a gluten-free diet could help curtail the effects of gluten. And just me taking this step in the direction of going towards eliminating wheat, just taking this step increase the healthiness of my body, because my body started to shed more weight. Okay, so what did I avoid? Here's what I avoid. So gluten is found in wheat, rye, barley, bran, wheat germ, buckwheat, millet, and other grains. If you see any reference to these types of grains on a food label, just stay clear. Not only that, but here's a list of some additional ingredients that contain gluten: malt, hydrolyzed protein, instant dry yeast or yeast extract, food starch, maltodextrin, grain alcohol, rennet, and semolina. Now, I didn't focus on all of these additional ones. I really stuck to the big ones, like on the screen here. Anything made with like white flour, I just stopped and switched over to a different type of flour. So I bought things containing amaranth. The first purchase I made was from Walmart. It was spelt flour. And Walmart had a big bag of spelt, and I'm like, oh, they, have some of this stuff that I'm hearing about. And I got the quinoa, and really, I got wild rice, but I stuck to the spelt, amaranth, and the quinoa. That's kind of how I started. And I was making everything out of spelt. I was like spelt pancakes, and there's lots of recipes. There's lots of recipes for using that flour. Now we use a lot of brown rice flour. So like I said, this is a temporary reset, okay? Temporary reset. But you can do it, and I want you guys to report, are you not having brain fog anymore? Is the bloating gone? Was some of the undigested, gluten affecting you, even though you don't have celiac disease? Have you noticed less mood swings? You know, what has been the effect of not having this type of product? So, keep up with your lemon water. You know it's working. Take that curcumin peel, flush out. Keep up with your raw fruits and vegetables. Get some sleep. Let go of a lot of the meats, the beefs, the dairies, the porks, the turkeys, the chickens. Eliminate those eggs. Come on now. We can do it. We can do it. And now we're going to eliminate your wheat and wheat products. I'm sure your lives are going from cursed to blessed. I'll see you guys in the next video.